Hey everyone, welcome back to AtomX AI. Today we are doing something that looks impossible. It's actually super simple. We are going to run a large language model locally on your own laptop. So we don't need any API, no cloud, no OpenAI bills. So this is literally offline AI. If that sounds exciting, watch this till the end. So what does local LLMs actually mean? It means that model weights are stored on your disk and the model runs on your CPU or GPU. There are few models optimized to run on CPU because few laptops will not have GPUs, and there are few models which can run both. What are the pros of this? First one is privacy is higher, then cost is zero. Last one is you are in full control. The data that is sent to the LLM, what LLM is processing, and it is given to you. So not shared to anyone. So privacy and it's in your control. Since we are running LLMs locally, what is the next thing we need? We'll need hardware. Let's categorize models by their billion parameters. So 7 billion parameter model will run will run fine on a 8 to 16 GB RAM laptops. And the 13 billion model is possible to run on 16 to 32 GB RAM laptop. Like and higher than this, there are 70 billion models that generally need more than 42 GB GPUs. That kind of a laptop description is not easy to find. So majorly we will see running a 7 billion, and if possible I'll try to run a 13 billion also in my laptop. Now we have seen advantages of running it locally. What are the basic hardware required? Let's get started on doing this with Ollama. Let me go to download section. Mine is a Windows, so downloading for Windows. Let's install it. This is how to get started. There's a command prompt. How to run the Ollama in command prompt, and then through Python. There's one more way, that is like Ollama UI. I'll show that also. Successfully installed. This is the Ollama UI I was talking about. Before moving to this Ollama UI, let's this is the documentation of Ollama. Let's do the quick start so that this things gets familiar. If you open command prompt, type Ollama. See, these are all that means Ollama is there. If you see what models you currently have, if you type Ollama, and if you see here, it's a list, which is a list of models. Currently, it already has Gemma 3 latest model. You can copy this Ollama run Gemma 3. Uh, if it is not there, it will download and then run. If it is there, it will run. Explain quantum computing in 2 simple steps. Sentences, and this should be fine. As you can see, it was pretty fast. Could be because of the higher RAM in my system. Let me show you how much of my CPU, GPU, everything is consumed to run this Gemma 3 latest model. I just leave a open-ended question. Let's hit enter and see how the performance is happening. If you see, it's considered 7%, 19%, and memory is also 30%. So consistently, it's considering 10 to 15% of my CPU. Since I have a 64 GB memory, 30%, which is 19 GB, still fine for this model. Now, let me do the same thing in another way. So this is the command prompt way. The other way is running, the simplest way is running in this Ollama UI. Open this Ollama. So let's select the model. I already have a Gemma 3 latest downloaded. Should here. Yeah, let's run the same thing. Okay, CPU is spiking. For now, this is two ways I've shown. One is CLI, command line interface, and then Ollama UI. The other one is Python, which I'll explain now. Let's first head to Ollama documentation, or here if you see Python. So these are predefined steps which will help us directly execute this. Here, the first thing is Ollama pull Gemma 3. But since I already have Gemma 3 installed, to show how this command works, I'll download some other model. For this basic demo, no virtual environment is created. Since Gemma 3 we already have, I think I'll do Llama 3. Let me take this because they validated with the latest one. I'll try with this. Once you pull the model, this is how it happens. It downloads this model in the backend. I mean on your local, it downloads. Let's stop this which is already running. Okay. Bye. Yeah, so we have stopped the Gemma 3. 4.7 GB model is downloaded and required files are all downloaded. Okay, now we have Llama 3 8B. Now we need to install a Ollama Python library. So for that, so that we can interact with this model through Python. Let's do that as well. And this should be fast. Ollama package is currently installed in 12. So let's run this while the sky is blue. This is the output. So now you can see that this is running locally without any internet call or any external server or any API cloud. Now coming back to the other concept that we discussed, quantization. What is quantization? These models have billions of parameters, those are weights, which they are trained on, which they utilize to generate a word given a word already present. That is the prompts. It will predict the next word. How are they able to run on your, how is a Gemini or such a big model is quantized as Gemma, I believe so, is able to run on your laptop. These weights that is utilized with Gemini is reduced and made as Gemma so that they can run on your laptop. The file size gets smaller. So currently the latest Llama 3 what we downloaded was 4 GB. Maybe it's 5 to 10 times more when it is run. Through quantization, weights get reduced. Weights in a sense, model weights, they get reduced. The file size is reduced or smaller, and model is slower or slightly accurate or less accurate, I meant. But it becomes runnable on your systems. And this is the trick how locally we are able to run AI. So now we discussed on pros, hardware, tools, topics. Let's see the limitations. First one is it will not be able to replace running on your local machine. It is not a replacement for your GPT-5. It's not a GPT-5 replacement. So it's not a GPT-5 replacement, and it will be slower. For example, this is the text is smaller. Maybe if you give a bigger prompt with a lot of context, it will be slower. Sometimes it will hallucinate. But it's free and local and private. That's the beauty of this. If you want me to show how to do RAG locally, meaning that we'll have a PDF and the response will be done by an offline AI based on the knowledge that is in the PDF. So in order to do this, comment below your laptop specs and were you able to do what I just showed you now, so that we can continue on the next topic, that is running RAG locally, and that's what we'll do exactly in the next episode. Subscribe to AtomX AI, hit like if this helped, and I'll see you in the next one.